What's up, dears? Lehxra here, back with a Let's Play for like the first time in like a year? It's been a while. So I got a request from, I guess one of the marketing guys who promotes this game. This game being The Remainder Act 1. And yeah, they gave me a Steam key and asked me to play it for you guys. So I decided, yeah, sure, why not? It's been a while, let's do something. So we're gonna start. I briefly kind of read the synopsis, but I also didn't really want to spoil too much for myself. I just know it's got something to do with magic, alchemy, and amnesia. Yeah. Okay, click on the screen in progress. Try to make a move from your fate or something. So typical visual novel, Renpai stuff. Mature audiences. Okay. Act 1. Okay. Waves crash in the distance. Cicadas chirp. A breeze caresses our hair. The sun warms our skin. All is well. We're sitting on a rug laid on the grass, hands linked together. Our singing voices float up in unison. My chest vibrates. I can feel the air in our bodies move as one. The space between us hums with power. I close my eyes and smile, savoring the feeling. My dream is coming true, just a little longer. Their singing falters and I peer at them curiously, trying to hide my annoyance. Why did you stop? They squeeze my hand with a smile and shake their head. Their skin is cold and clammy. Are they dead? Huh? What has gotten into you? I ask. They gesture at the sky. With an outstretched hand, I look up. The sun has ducked behind a cloud. Drops of wetness fall, shortly patting the ground. You don't see it yet, do you? I frown, still peering up. What do you mean? When I lower my gaze, they're not there. Where did you go? Pressing my lips together, I stand up and search around me. Where did you go? It's pouring now. The cicadas are silent. Wind rips at my clothes. I look at my hands. Thick, warm, red. A sweet scent fills my nostrils. I venture a lick. Metallic, greasy. What in Laura's name is happening? Darkness falls soon. I can barely make out the silhouette of my hands. A sense of urgency grips me. I run to the tower and throw open the doors, shouting, "Where are you?" Empty halls stretch before me, echoing my question. Ooh, I'm scared. In the end, a figure is walking away into the dark. I don't know, should you follow them? Hey, wait! Shouting, I run after them. Feet pounding upon the sticky wet stones, echoing loudly. Squelch, squelch, squelch. I don't like that sound effect. I said wait! What was their name again? Why can't I remember? Why are you surprised? What? My, look at you. The voice chuckles, falling short where it counts again. I ignore it and keep running. Sync the name. I'll know them when I find them. Where are we? I grab the slippery doorknob and barge into the room. Nothing. Another door. Nothing. I run my hands over my hair, fingers dripping, digging into my scalp. What the? I recoil when I realize the sticky stuff is smeared all over. I wipe it on my clothes, but it won't come off. Should have just wiped it on a wall or something. Sink this, I curse. That's cursing in this time period. Sink this. Clench my teeth and storm through yet another door. Look at the poor great mages, all alone in their tall stone prison. Shut up! My voice echoes back as I stand in an empty room. Hot breaths rasp in my throat. Why was I running so hard? Why am I so tired? Why was I struggling? My legs tremble and I sink to my knees. Did I click? Oh, it's alright, everything is fine. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter now. You sure? I feel like it does. Eyelids heavy, comforting, numbness envelops me. I just realized you can't see my cursor. It's cute. I close my eyes and crumble to the floor, just for a moment. Everything's fine. I mean, is it clean though? Is everything fine though? Paragraphs. The sea in every direction, endless, a diamond dusting of moonlight across the surface above me. I look down into the depth, a pressure against my chest as the darkness stirs. A star, then two, then a constellation glares into life. They approach. The darkness was not the bottomless sea, but the body of an enormous fish, its silhouette filling my entire view. A gaping mouth splits open from horizon to horizon, a deep black within, approaching, buzzing. This doesn't sound good. The progenitor? I've seen that word before. I don't know what it is. Progenitor? Hag. Shruthro? I don't know your name. Comes for me. I should be afraid. Her mouth, now all-encompassing, blots out the last remainder of feeble illumination around me. I should be afraid. Why am I not? The mouth shuts with a distant clang, a flash of lightning across the eyelid sky. The eyelid sky. Wait. Aiwa. Waika. Come on, wake up. Prickling light in the comforting darkness. A rumbling rises and falls in an anti-music rhythm. Calm coolness gives way to crushing heat. A blanket of boulders smothers me. Wait, what? Are you okay? Hey, you're alright? Do you hear me? My eyes struggle open to it. My eyes struggle open to a face. Ugh, no, go away. Someone grips my shoulders and squeezes. Still a bit out of it, eh? I need to adjust my voice. Yeah. That metallic and greasy buzzing sound crescendos and my mouth tastes of iron. A hand is laid upon my forehead. I open my eyes again. It's easier this time, but the rest of my body is still heavy as stones. I can't budge a hair. Where's this thing at? Is it this? Turn this down just a little bit. Feverish, but no obvious wounds. You'll be fine, I dare say. Their brows furrow deeper. Stay still and listen to me carefully. Your spell had gone very, very wrong. It's going to kill us, and I haven't got much time to fix it. After a pause, they pat my hand, as if an afterthought. What are you talking about? What spell? I work my stiff tongue. Don't worry about it. Just stay put. I'll deal with it. They turn and stride off. Hey, wait! What's The hoarseness burns my throat, and I wheeze. I peer around, trying to get a hold of my surroundings. I must be dizzy still. Everything's spinning. Why are the books flying? I squeeze my eyes shut again. This is not happening. I'll wake up soon. Sounds trickle in, rustling, clinking. A storm raging outside, a guttural buzzing. How can I sleep like this? I don't know. Annoyed, I drag myself sluggishly to my feet. An urge to gag rises, rubbing my throbbing temples, tasting a foulness in my mouth. I force down the bile. What did I do last night? That incessant buzzing. I rub my eyes again to clear them and look for the source of the sound. As I catch the sight of it, a cold terror creeps up my spine. A pulsing, churning thing is suspended in the air, like space is swallowing itself. Waves of moist, brilliant heat spew from it. The transparency, the symmetry, the stench, the singing. Breath catching in my throat, I freeze. What in Laura's name is that? Shapes huddle beneath the grotesque thing in the air. As I step around to get a better look, they resolve into figures, midnight silent and still as bones. The white-haired person who woke me earlier stands still. Another person is curled up on the floor, their face a mask of anguish. The emblem of a high magus hangs around their neck. The image of an eel coils around their arm. Why do I know these symbols? Whitehair's hands are raised in a peculiar gesture toward the vortex looming overhead. Hey, I whimper. What are you doing? What is that thing? It looks like they are frozen in place. Hello? I ask again. No movement. I bump into something and look to see a couch. Beside it, there is a table on which cups lay about like drunkards. Inkwell, quills, and crumpled papers are... Inkwell, quills, and crumpled papers are strewn across the table and the stones beneath. A few bottles are still dripping from the mouths. Dark red spots splatter across the floor. A crash from somewhere else in the cavernous chamber pierces the silence, jolting me. I duck behind the couch, heart pounding fast. There comes a bang, sound of glass shattering, shouting. A cacophony reverberates painfully from the walls around me. I clutch my ears. Are there people fighting here? Please let me wake up already. This is not funny anymore. As abruptly as they came, the sounds die down. Is it over? Clamping eyes shut, I try to block out the buzzing, praying. Let this be over soon. Let this be over soon. Let this... How did she get there? I nearly jump at the voice. Pose. The white-haired person is back, slumped next to the couch, head lulled, a hand on to their shoulder, breath shallow. What? I just saw you over there. I turn and see the same person still in the spot under the vortex, and my mouth hangs open. Why are there two of you? I turn back to ask and see something drip from them. The glistening fluid shimmers and vanishes around it, hits the floor. After it, what did I just read? The glistening fluid shimmers and vanishes after it hits the floor. Are you melting? I back away a step. I heard shouting, is there someone else here? They try to speak but wince instead, eyes closed, throat bobbing, spitting out something black and then resting their head back. They flash a sly grin and whisper, yes, but now it wishes it never said. Violent coughing interrupts them. More fluid drips down and evaporates. I wrinkle my nose. I don't see. What in the depth is going on here? What does it look like? They say. I glance around the room with a scowl, taking care to avoid the floating thing like the end of the world. Another wince. They lift a finger and point. What about that? Do you recognize it? I realize they mean the vortex and avert my eyes. No. Dvarna, no, absolutely not. Should I? I can't resist a shudder. They grimace. Sink me. Not even that. Your handiwork. Excuse me? I scoff. You heard me. That thing's here because of you. The Abyss Dvara, a door to the last place you'd ever want to be. Make no mistake. Their eyes widen with fear, and their mouth curls in disgust. Curiosity rising, I push myself upright and study the scene again. Nope, I think I would remember doing something like that. The unmoving figures catch my sight. You still didn't tell me why there are two of you and who the other person is on the floor. They gesture at the prone figure. A bit slow on the uptake, aren't we? That's you, the one who caused all this. A great magus, farseer, savior of Duran Square, prodigy of the age, so on and so forth. They're looking directly at me now. Tell me you remember at least your name. Vine? Wait, Vin? Surely, yeah, that's your name. I don't want to change it. It's fine. Vin? Vine. Vin. I'm going with Vin. I hope that is the proper pronunciation. The words tickle at the inside of my head. Mages. Vin. They say weakly, not to slide a dire situation, but it is somewhat amusing to see yourself like this. No. Amused. Try skeptical. Even if I believe you, that I'm this Vine character. That still doesn't explain. Did I say Vine or Vin? I'm like changing it. Vin. I'm saying Vin. I think. It's probably gonna keep changing the pronunciation. I'm sorry. That still doesn't explain who's lying on the floor there. The stranger shakes their head and chuckles, then tilts their head limply toward an ornate mirror meandering through the air nearby. Easier if you go see yourself. I roll my eyes, step to the mirror, and pull off its velvet cover. Show. You look freaking cool. That is a look. Okay. Is this me? Yeah, sure. What if I said no? I'm cool with it. What I see leaves me stunned. The figure in the mirror is a splitting image of the person on the floor. I turn to look with wide eyes, then back at the mirror again. Every last detail, down to the small pieces of metal embedded in my skin, which I'm only now noticing. It's all identical. Small pieces of... like the piercings? Then, just for a breath, the eel on my arm seems to wriggle, but I blink and it's still again. I feel lightheaded. This is not right. But how? How am I in two places at once? I turn to the figure next to me. Are we dead? Is this the afterlife? And why do you know things when I don't? How is this fair? Just who are you? They laugh soundlessly. This is too rich. You don't remember my name either. I want you to have a name! Wait, oh no, I can't come up with a cool name. If I press enter, will you give me one for him? Nothing at all. Your head must be more damaged than I thought. Worried, I run a hand over my scalp. There aren't any holes. You're not helping. How shall I say this? Eyes closed and lips parted. Their voice is barely a whisper now. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that name. Okay. The name's Ilar, your partner. Don't know what you did. Found you like this. They pushed out the words with effort. I lean closer to listen. A ritual must have gone astray and set loose the abyss Devara, stripping away your memories. I did what I could. You'd be gone otherwise. They're silent for a long stretch. I nudge them. Are you still with me? They open their eyes again and struggle to lift a hand and point toward the other side of the room, but it flaps to the floor. Sink me. They're getting so quiet I have to put my ear next to their mouth to hear them. Warm breath tickles me. Blood rushes in my ears. Your desk. Look in your journal. Find the spell, circular gate, black powder, mantra. Only way to save... no time. Go. Quick. They slump to the floor. Holding my breath, I wait, heartbeat like a hammer in my skull. Thump, thump. The buzzing fills the would-be silence in between. Resonance resonance of torment. I drive a thumb into my temple, crushing one pain with another, a futile effort. Hey, are you alive? I reach a hand to their shoulder. Oh, where'd you go? A hand passes through them. I pull away in shock and watch, open-mouthed, as Alar's body melts into sticky, transparent strands. A few breaths later, they're no more than a shimmering puddle. Tumbling back, I land on my butt and scream. I throw my hands over my mouth and clamp tight, hoping that I wasn't loud enough to draw attention, staring at the spot where Alar had been. By the depth. I relax my hands and mutter once my heart slowed down to a less painful pace. Realizing that a few glowing strands still cling to my fingers, I shake them off in a panic. My skin crawls. Devarna, what do I do now? Find and cast a spell. Are they mad? I don't even know what a spell is, and what happened to them? Are they dead now? Devis, what do I do? Investigate my surroundings, search the rest of the room for the desk and journal, get as far away from here as I can. Can I save at times like these? No? Okay. Search the rest of the room for the desk and journal. Sounds like a... Just go for it, yeah. Where's the... Which one's the... Save. Just in case. Hard pumping, I spring to my feet. There's no desk nearby. Where could it be? I don't know, like probably floating in the air or something. Now that my head is clearing up, I can finally see more than a few paces in front of me. The place is a disaster. It looks like half a library's contents are caught by unseen currents churning around the vortex. Books, parchments, translucent globs, and cryptic skulls swim like fish through the air. Beyond this layer of mess, there are even bookshelves meandering in the periphery. I dodge under floating chairs, vases, paintings, a veritable maze. A lamp bumps into my leg, stretching it into shimmering, transparent strings. Before I can react, it snaps back into place, wobbling. I feel a red-hot needle slowly being pushed through my through my thigh. I cry out, dropping to my knees, but in a blink, the feeling's gone, as if it never was. Noticing that my leg still works, I hurry out of the field of debris, not daring to come near anything. I catch sight of an enormous desk at the far end of the room. Seeing no more obstacles, I ease my panicked breath and walk over to it, fervently hoping that the journal will be there. What a disgrace, save for a heavy book squarely set in the center, aligned with the edges. Everything else, papers, scrolls, measuring tools, writing instruments, all are scattered about carelessly. I file a mental note to put it in order when this is all finished. Observing the book, I notice the precisely spaced stitch marks along the spine, evenly placed rivets, meticulously inscribed Vin. That's what I decided, right? In the leather. My jittery breath steadies. My head clears somewhat. This must be the journal. If I can find the spell, I can save myself. I flip open the journal. Hello there, you're my journal then. Will you help me make sense of all this? The paper is smooth and firm under my fingers. A thick aroma enters my nose, so familiar. I close my eyes and inhale deeply. Memories tickle the back of my head. When I open my eyes again, the arcane symbols seem to regard me even as I look at them, like seeing an old friend. Written words, soldiers of the intellect, regiments arraying on a planar battlefield, written in a decisive hand, mine. Geometric diagrams, sigils, maps of heart and spirit, beyond words, ordered beauty. It must take days, perhaps weeks to draw each, but what is time to acts of chaos defiance? A row of strings hang from the bottom of the book, each with an ornamental coin tied at the end. Hello. Bookmarks, perhaps. By the depths, it's an encyclopedia. How will I ever find one spell in this? A scratching sound comes from somewhere to my left. I tense up for a moment. Is it some debris, or... I wait. Another scratch, then another, something sharp against wood. I swallow, heart pounding. Could it be whatever Ilar was dealing with? What do I do? The scratching keeps coming in 2s and 3s. From the same distance now, I realize. I'm gonna... Not that I did anything, though. Did I click it? Oh, okay. My thing's a little slow. If they wanted to harm me, I'd be harmed already. Now be brave and look. I carefully turn my head. There's an arched doorway nearby. Dense blackness lies in the hallway beyond it. I squint. An amber glint flashes. Another scratch. I crane my head forward. Is that a...
Oh. Okay.
A shape ever so slowly detaches itself from the darkness of the doorway. Its fur is so black that it looks like a moving shadow. Its features are sharp, merciless. It walks tiptoed, sinewy muscles rippling under the fur, poised to lunge. I stumble back, hand fumbling behind me, searching the desk for a weapon. My fingers grip around something, and I look to see a knife. A lidless eye on the base of the blade turns its gaze to me and whispers, "Thirsty, feed me." I yelp and toss the knife. It clacks and falls behind the desk. Go feed it, it probably wants some of that blood. I turn to see the dark creature inching forward unsteadily, peering around the room, sniffing the air, pausing at every little sound. It's distracted. I might have a chance. I tense up and ready myself. The creature winces and clutches its head, and I bolt for the circle of debris. Caught by surprise, it claws at my arm, misses, tears a shred of fabric away. I hear a strained hiss, then rapid footsteps on my heels. I don't dare slow down. Something sharp snatches at my robe. Tear it, but without enough catch to stop me. It's closing in. I can't outrun it. What do? I hear from right behind me. Stop! Did it just speak? Something large moves in the corner of my eye, then I hear a crash. I turn to see my pursuer knocked to the ground by a bookshelf turned projectile. Don't stop, come to me. Ilar's voice booms. I turn and see them moving their arm in an arc, and several thick vases from the drifting flock launch toward the creature. A head-on smash. Myriad splinters fly out. I wince at the imagined pain. But when the pieces have settled, I spot the dark figure some distance back, on all fours, mostly unharmed. How did... Ilar takes a few steps to my back, muttering something under their breath, then throws their open hand toward the enemy. It leaps back, bounding several meters at once, landing near the doorway. I wait for Ilar to press the attack, but they simply step out from behind me and glare at our attacker. What are you waiting for? Finish it! Seems Ilar doesn't hear me at all. They just... Oh, well, that was me. What are you waiting for? Finish it! Yeah, they just stand there. I look toward the dark figure, who's staring at me with pain in its eyes. It opens its mouth to say something, but all that comes out is a sound somewhere between a gurgle and a hiss. It clutches at its head again, with both hands, eyes bulging, straining. Ilar chuckles, with a flick of a wrist, launches a cabinet. The invader grimaces at me and vanishes into the dark doorway. A cabinet smashes into chunks, so loud that it hurts to hear it. The room is quiet again, save for the rain and for the pounding in my chest. What happened? I thought you died. You turned into... Still panicked, I fumble the words. Elar's triumphant stance falters and they hunch, clutching at their shoulder. Hold the tears, love. I am only nearly dead. Not enough to draw out that creature. But enough to draw out that creature. I cringe. Don't call me that. Draw what? Draw out. You were using me as bait. You wound me. I thought we were being partners. It worked, didn't it? Did you see the look on its face? I cross my arms and consider it for a breath, then sigh. I suppose. So who or what was that creature? That might have been a Lhxra. I think we're missing a quotation mark. That might have been a Lhxra, attracted to vulnerable humans. Slippery as eels they are. But we outwitted this one. Skeptical across my arms. Is that so? Quite. We won't have to worry about it for a while. Why didn't you finish it off when you had the chance? I peer around nervously, throat tight. And these Lhxra, are there more of them? Ilar swallows, seemingly uneasy all of a sudden, eyes clamped shut and swaying. Are you alright? Say something. I reach out a hand in case they topple over. Just the one, they mutter. Oh, good, I think. Not sure what to do with my outstretched hand, I scratch my nose. Breaths returning to normal, they straighten up with some effort, massaging their throat. Ilar finally shakes their head and says, not that this isn't delightful, but we should probably get to work, eh? Come now, they say, leading toward the back of the room. My head is bursting with questions now that the danger has passed, but when we get near the darkened doorway, my pulse quickens and I hesitate. With just a few gestures of the hand and some words I don't recognize, Ilar slams the door shut and blockades it with loose stones. Show off, I mutter, staring at Ilar. Then I notice them visibly hunch and wonder how much it's costing them to do these things. A thick, silvery thread drifts down to my face. I wave it away, thinking it's spider silk. Sticks to my hand, and I realize there are dozens of these threads growing out of Ilar's shoulder. Now that I'm paying attention, their form also seems to flicker. Insubstantial. Their hand is so feverish it's uncomfortable on my skin. My own hands are flickering the same way. I draw a sharp breath. What is happening? Noticing my growing unease, they face me, waving a hand nonchalantly. Don't worry. It's normal for heart vessels under these conditions. Did you forget that too? Who said I was worried? I'm just curious. What is this heart vessel? Stop reminding me that I forgot things. They shrug. Of course you are. Their body's made from waters. Energy condensed. Somewhat elementary, really, as far as magic goes. Confused, I glance toward the statue-like figures, but Ilar seems to have read my thoughts. That's a profane vessel. You're anchored to this realm. You know, your flesh, also quite elementary, right? Answer flatly. So, that's why there are two of me. One is physical, and the other is sublime. Ilar finishes. You're catching on, they smirk, putting a thumb under my chin, eyes aglitter with admiration. Exquisite. They tilt their head from side, examining me. Caught off guard, my cheeks warm up. I scowl. It took some skill crafting this body from my waters, if I may be so immodest. A shame it falls apart in the currents. Good thing I can remake it as fast. They click their tongue. I wish you knew what a feat it is, but alas. A real shame that I can't grasp the extent of your greatness, your modesty. I swat their hand away, a puff of hair-fine strands detaching from them, drifting perilously? Something like that. Perilously. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Perilously close to my face. I flinched. They put their hands behind them, turning serious. So you understand why I would appreciate it if you don't stray too far from your physical body. So as not to have your masterpiece fall apart, I gulp, humor fading. They nod and start walking again, leading me on. Precisely. It'd be a waste of my waters. Not to mention very unpleasant for you. Queasiness comes over me, and I feel itchy all over. I brush away the strands, rubbing my arms, pressing the illusory flesh, but the itch won't go away. I don't know if this will help, but you don't remember what sunkens are, do you? They say after a few steps, without turning around. Huh? Bottom dwellers of the seas, heartless, hollow, hungering things that just go on trying to feed for an aeon, but can never satisfy their cravings. Their voice drips with disdain. No? Are they lurking here too? I step closer to Alar. They shake their head. Not yet. But if you stray from your body, or me, for too long then. They look down, pensive. Memory, reason, even the essence of who you are may be lost, so... Promise me you'll come back right away if you experience anything strange. They pause and nod. Don't make me worry. Eyes heavy and head numb, I rub my temples, muttering, stranger than all of this. Alara gives me a flat stare. Oh, you know when it happens. Will I? I ask myself. How would I know what I've already forgotten? I look at Alar, wondering just how much they know. Is that what happened to my memories? Why don't you look for the spell instead? Then let's stop wasting time. Doop-a-doop. Yeah, let's just go. How long can you keep this up? I ask hopefully. Better to err on the side of caution. I have my limits, believe it or not. They grin, but it doesn't last. Truth is, not much longer. A dozen instances, maybe. Seeing the worry come over their face, I gulp. That's less than half a day. But soon they put a smile on again, like a mask. Look, just be careful and you'll be fine. No need to linger on it. Then it dawns on me. If it's dangerous to be far away, then why can we not just take the book and bring it to our real bodies? It is right there. I motion at the journal wildly. It will make the whole thing so much easier. A shrug. That's the obvious thing to do, yes. Unfortunately, one of your precautions prevents it from leaving your desk. You see, things you worked on are of somewhat delicate nature, and you made sure that nobody takes off with it. They clear their throat. Only you knew how to undo those safeguards, and since your recollection is limited at the moment, I'm afraid we must work with what we've got. I stare blankly at the floor. Of course, why would I make things easy for myself? Another thing, the Lhxra is still around, no doubt biding its time. Don't let it approach. It lies, it charms, it'll try to trick you. If you see anyone else here, anyone at all, run back to me at once. I clutch my head and sigh. What does it want, anyway? To eat me? Ella licks their lips. Yes. And can you blame it? They look me up and down. I stare at them. You're serious? I don't want to get into the details at this moment. Suffice it to say, be watchful at all times. And for depth's sake, don't agree to any propositions. Lhxra are powerful to begin with, and nigh impossible to get rid of if you make a deal with them. I rub the bridge of my nose. Let me get this straight. I have to remember all these things to avoid being eaten, but I can lose memories at any time. Ugh, there has to be another way. I grab Alar's arm. What if you stay with me the entire time? What if you never let me out of your sight? Alar shakes their head. As much as I'd like to, I must rest. That means no heart vessel for me, and very limited awareness of this place. Oh, Laura, this is not happening. I pace in a panic, heart racing. Insight flashes. Don't you have a spell or something to help me remember? Something hard to forget. That's not a bad idea. Alara massages the back of their neck and gingerly looks around the room. Let me see. They take a few steps away, plucking something from the air and return to me. Gripping my hand and looking it all over, they fixate on a spot on my wrist and jab something into it. Ow! What? Wincing, I instinctively jerk away, but Alar's grip tightens, holding me still. Look at me and repeat this. Let the image and words burn into your heart. Sensual pleasures wane, but pain I make my anchor. Long as this pain endures, I too shall remain. I grunt, struggling. Say it. The intense look in Alar's eyes leaves no room for arguments. I try to steady my racing pulse, but they drive the sharp object deeper into me. It burns. I struggle more. They pull me closer and hiss into my ear. Say it. Gasping for breaths, I push the words out through gritted teeth. Abruptly, Alar lets go, satisfied. I stumble back, pulling my arm free. A shard of metal drops onto the floor with a clink, leaving drops of red. Still catching my breath, I shout at Alar. How dare you? What? You asked for... You could have warned me! Alar shrugs. I thought it'd be no trouble for a magus of your caliber. I fume silently. Still grinning, they move on. I'll leave you to the journal then. Remember, it's a ritual with a circular gate, some black powder, and a mantra. Can you manage that much? I guess, I say, not at all certain. They smile and reach a hand toward me. I look away. Don't touch me. No fun. They pull the hand back, smile only wavering a little. Once you find the spell, bring me the instructions. I'll tell you how to proceed. And the Abyss Devara will soon cease to be a problem. Simple. I can make out even more of the objects behind me now. Their form is thinning out by the breath. Hurry. With a mischievous grin, Alara gives me my wrist a squeeze. The pain of the cut flares up again. You won't forget this, right? I wince, I narrow my eyes, I grip my teeth and stay calm. I grit my teeth and say calm. No, not likely, I reply with as steady a voice as I can manage, refusing to meet their eyes. Their grip tightens for just a moment. I inhale sharply. Excellent. It might just save you, you see. Oh, you're going again. Okay, bye. As they finish speaking, they let go of me and begin to disintegrate. I take several steps back, staring as they disappear. Their smile is the last to go. I wonder if even that can be done on purpose. Finally alone. This is a lot to take in. I let out the anger pen up inside me. I feel like if I let out the anger, I'm gonna make noise and like something. We're trying to avoid stuff, right? Let's just be chill. We're chill about it. I give in to the weight of exhaustion and slump to the floor. I'm so tired. How could I possibly get out of this? What did I do to deserve this? Why is this happening to me? Pathetic. Why me? You're pathetic. Don't you get it? No one's coming. Only you can help yourself. You'll have to do it just yourself. Yourself! I clamp both ears shut and shake my head over and over. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Well, now you make a noise. Echoes dancing in the great chamber. The voice in my head recedes, but not without leaving a last retort. Coward. You know what? I think that's a good place to end it, actually. I pressed it. Okay. That's a good place to end it. I think this is like an hour and a half-ish. I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna like finish it, because you guys put this in your wish list and like play it and stuff when it comes out. It comes out this month, or so they say, so yeah, that was the remainder, Act 1. It was very interesting. I'm loving the style. I like the narrative's really cool. The characters are cool. It's a very interesting world. And yeah, if anybody wants me to actually finish it, I can. If not, I'll just like finish it on my own. But yeah, thanks so much for giving me the Steam key for this. Really enjoyed it. And yeah. So if you also enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe if you so choose to, and I will see you dears again sometime soon. Bye bye.